Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back on our Fortnite video, and in today's video I'm gonna give you guys some tips and tricks on how to win more solos here in Fortnite, and as well give you guys some tips and tricks on how to improve and as well get better here for season 8. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on my notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, make sure you guys have me added and supported as a creator. All you need to do this is go over to the item shop, hit X, go to support a creator, and then type in my code, and my code is Young Humor. And once you type that in, all you have to do is accept it, and you will have me added and supported as a creator. So make sure you guys do that. It really does help me out. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so real quick, I've gotten a few more things set up for my Twitch, so hopefully by the end of this week, I should have everything completely set up, and I should be live streaming on Twitch. So if you guys haven't followed me already, go ahead and pause this video, head over to Twitch, and type in my username, and go ahead and follow me. My username is YoungHumorTTV. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be live streaming pretty often, hopefully every day to every other day. So if you guys want to see me on Twitch, make sure you go to Twitch and go ahead and follow me so you guys can get notified whenever I go live. And alright, so for this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to get more wins here in solo, and as well how to get better and improve in Fortnite. And for this gameplay I have in the background, it is a 25 kill solo squad, and it was one of my better games that I've had here for season 8. I actually had a 28 solo squad yesterday or the day before, so I'm going to be posting that definitely within the next few days. And I would have had 30 that game, but it took me forever to kill this duo and Loot Lake. And for those of you guys who already know, I like to go for a lot of kills, and if you spend too much time on one fight, then you're not going to be able to drop those really high kill games. You have to be going through the gunfights fairly quick. Even if you're fighting really sweaty teams or better players, you're going to have to find a way to kill them very quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to drop those really high kill games because you're going to get stuck up on a few players. And, when you're stuck up on those players, you could be fighting other teams and getting more kills. So you're going to have to be very quick if you guys want to be able to actually drop those high kill games. So in this gameplay, I dropped 25, and I'm going to be talking over this gameplay because a lot of you guys like when I do videos like this, because you guys see me drop a lot of high kill games, but you kind of want to understand exactly how I'm playing through these gunfights and exactly what I'm doing, because I definitely do have a certain playstyle and a certain way that I approach gunfights that maybe you guys can't see from just watching my gameplay or me talking over my videos. So I want to kind of explain exactly what I did in this gameplay that allowed me to drop those 25 kills and as well just completely dominate every player that I went up against in this game. So as you guys can see, I came out of Tilted with 9 kills, and that's a pretty solid amount of kills. It's going to set me up for a pretty good gameplay. So here I come out with 25, and I'm going to be able to pick off one more player coming out of Tilted. So from Tilted, I pretty much every single time rotate to Loot Lake, because there's bound to be 1 or 2 teams, fighting over there. Or maybe if they're not fighting, they could be towards the Modern, or maybe even towards the factory by Loot Lake. So typically you're going to find players around those areas, and if not, then usually I head towards Dusty, because there's bound to be teams over there. So as I'm rotating over, I'm going to be running into my next gunfight, and this guy's going to shoot me from the back. And since I got shot and lost a little bit of HP, I'm going to pop a few minis, and that doesn't mean every single time that I box up and pop minis. The reason I did right there in that situation, because the guy was a little bit in front of me, there was a good amount of distance, so even if this guy rushed me, I had more than enough time to get off 1 or 2 minis, so I can get my HP up before he challenged. Otherwise, if he was really close to me, I more than likely would have built up and then popped my minis, because then it would have bought me a lot more time, because you don't want to get stuck on low ground for too often, because otherwise, if you're already on low ground and the guy's like really next to you and he hits you for a lot of damage, if you try to pop your minis every single time, the guy's just going to be spraying at your box, and it's going to be really annoying, and you're not going to be able to get off your heals. So for there, since he was a little bit of distance, I had a little bit more time, then I had enough time to get off a few minis before that guy challenged. So the next player was a pretty easy pick, nothing too special. So we're going to have another guy that's going to be coming in from Loot Lake. So you see this guy ramping up, and so now I'm trying to get a few shots before he comes over, but he ends up using a launch pad, and since he's in the launch pad in the air, I'm going to try to get a few tags while he's in the air, and I get so many to hit him for like 3 times at 36. Absolutely melted that guy, and I placed a cone over him, and that's usually what I do if we're ramping up kind of next to each other, and he ramps up, kind of at the same time. I'm going to put a cone over him, and a lot of good players, what they're going to do from that position is they're going to place a they're going to be placing a wall and then try to go for an edit play. And instead of trying to place the wall and go for an edit play, I immediately went over and went for the shot. And I got another really good player the other day by doing the same thing. So basically, I coned him just like what I did in that player. And instead of placing the wall like most people do, I just went immediately for the aggressive push and just went right through without going for an edit play. And I caught him completely off guard, and I was able to get a pretty nice shot on the player, hit him for a lot of damage. And then I placed the wall and went for an edit play and finished him off. So going for aggressive pushes like that were definitely the move, and it's really effective at most times because a lot of players aren't expecting that. A lot of players are expecting some sort of edit play or some kind of build. So if you go for an aggressive push like that, a lot of times you're going to catch him off guard and get him for a pretty good shot. So I see a team of 3, or actually I think it's a team of 4 maybe. So as you can see, when I'm winning over, one thing that you're going to see me do is I switched immediately from my wood to steel, and that's something that I'm going to do if I'm running against multiple players. And the other thing that I did when I was ramping over is I was building towards the hill. So if this team decided to be a kind of spam team and they just kept spamming me no matter what, as long as I had my builds connected to the mountain, they're not going to be able to shoot me out. The only thing they could shoot out is the floor that I'm on, and so my stuff isn't going to break entirely. And there's one thing that's really important and a really good tip if you guys want to just prevent yourself from getting shot out constantly, is have yourself build next to a structure like a house or maybe even a mountain. So even if they try to spam you or try to shoot you out, it's going to be connected to the mountain the entire time, so they're not going to be able to. So that's what I would recommend if you guys are tired of getting shot out. You feel like you're always getting shot down when you're ramping up. Try to build something, that's a really sturdy structure. Any sort of buildings, mountain, or anything like that. It's going to prevent you from getting shot out constantly from other teams because they're not going to be able to shoot you out if it's connected to something like that. Alright, so this is a little bit interesting of a gunfight. So I end up knocking the first player right here, and I think there's going to be 2 different teams that ends up pushing on me. So there's going to be a team a little bit to my northwest, and then there's going to be a team that I'm fighting right now. So I dropped down, I hit that player for a good amount of damage. I hit him for I think a 130. So I want to try to get this player finished as soon as possible because I did a ton of damage to that player, and then I'm going to have another team rush up on me. So I end up getting 2 pretty good knocks here. So I knocked the first guy, knocked the second guy. I'm pretty sure the guy that I knocked first was on the same team, and I guess the last player on that team got eliminated. So there's gonna be a team northwest that I want to push really aggressive on because I have a lot of kills and it's a potential 30 bomb. And as soon as I go to shoot at that player, I think it's gonna be a solo in the back. I think they're just sitting on top of the hill where the quad crashes are by tilted, and you're gonna see he's gonna be sitting up there for the entire duration of the fight, and this player is just gonna be sitting back there knocking off my shield the entire time, which is gonna be super annoying to deal with. He's not even gonna push. He's just going to sit up on top of the hill and not do anything but just try to shoot at me while I'm trying to build up in the fight. And so the other guy, he's still on top, and so I'm going to use the launch pad to go back for high ground because if I try to build up, I'm going to get sprayed by that guy on the hill. And that guy's still sitting up there because he was shooting at this player right here that I'm chasing, and this guy hits me for a pretty solid pump damage. So I'm down at like 40 or 50 HP, and so I'm boxing in trying to get as many heals off as I can. And so I'm going to try to go back and try to engage in this fight, and so this player hits me for another sort of damage, and now I'm back to 30 HP. So at this point, I'm like, screw it, I really need to disengage from this fight, so I'm going to use a launch pad to get away. And when I'm using the launch pad, I definitely have to be careful that I'm not going to get shot out of the air, and this guy's gonna chase me as well, so it's something that I have to be careful of. And even though he does chase me, so one thing you can do if people chase you and you want to get them off of you is when you're on top, if you're only on like 1 or 2 platforms up top, you can easily just put traps on that platform, put a wall, place a trap, and they're not going to be able to land up there. But in that situation, I didn't have any traps, so I'm only assuming the second I boxed him up, he assumed that I had traps, so he panicked a little bit and he didn't go, because if he knew I didn't have any traps, then he would have just waited for the edit play. But since I didn't have any traps and I went for the edit play, he wasn't expecting it, and I was able to kill him with a 121 damage shot. So I got out of there pretty luckily. I shouldn't have made it out of that fight. So I'm going to be challenging the next player, and this player is someone that I seen in the last build fight, and he looked like a pretty good player, so I had to keep that in mind when I was going for the rush. So I'm going to see this guy build up pretty high. He's going to build up like 4 or 5 high, and I noticed his structure was only connected to one piece right there. So I'm going to try to shoot it out, and the second that I shoot it out, that is when I want to make my push, and I'm going to go for high ground right here. And since I'm going up a better player, one thing that you always want to do is play even more aggressive, and that's exactly what I'm going to be able to do to finish this player off. I'm going to jump right over top of his wall, hit him for a pretty solid pump shot, and then I'm going to finish him off with 3 shots of my P90. So now I have 24 kills, and it's coming down to a 1v1. And when I'm running around, I'm gonna hear this guy to my left, and I'm not even gonna lie, this player is probably one of the most clueless players I ever ran against, and I just hit him once with my pump, and now I'm just chasing this guy, and I really was gonna mess with him, but he was running straight, and then he pulls out his pump. I didn't really want to take any risk because I had 24 kills. I just feel like that guy would have one pumped me, so I just go ahead and go for the finish with my P90 and finish it off with 25 kills. And with that being said, that's a wrap up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys liked it, and if you guys could drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my notifications to be notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.